Hello, hello, hello.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, fellow Ambazonian, wherever you are in the world. I want to welcome every Ambazonian again today for another edition of Amber Perspective. Today I'll be excited. I'll be excited because I get a very special guest who will join me on the show. Maybe we talk a little bit more about the revolution. We get plenty of leaders in the revolution and the lead, and one of our great leaders way on the lead the push the revolution since from when we Ambazonians no be don't even know say something they like Southern Cameroons. Some of we see the things will be Cameroonians. They be don't the fight the push for make sure say make we get our independence before we even can say something they happen like that one. So I know say no be person who even give introduce it, but for some of we know I don't know I will get a VP Yerima Dabney we go come on the show in a few minutes when they're ready. The technical team will bring it on. But I want to thank everybody who don't tune in for this show. Yeah, I think the VP there, but welcome VP. Why good. I want
Pleasure
to
to be
thank
with you on your
everybody who is there
platform.
on the show today. You know, it be an honor for us sit here and express my views and the views of others on Amber Perspective and for make sure say we Ambazonians understand what they happen for the revolution for make sure say we support the revolution in our own corners they did around the world. I bring a VP Yerima today for shed light on some aspects and for the revolution we some of we will not dey in the core for the revolution like in the leadership no if you understand I know say sometimes go days the way time they go dey we go talk now in parables but people dey understand parable dey understand fine I talk fine come VP.
Um, a lot of things are
Yeah.
happening,
Comrade VP,
and
one thing we um, Ambazonians, some Ambazonians actually, we they feel say it not be something we supposed for the do for the revolution, but say make we all concentrate for fight for ground zero, na diplomacy and humanitarian. I would like for you as a leadership of the revolution in the realm of humanitarian work, what the interim government they actually do uh, so that it go get our people where they there for ground zero, ground one, and the IDPs them, and even our prisoners therefore feel say we get concerned for them in as much as we get other aspects of the revolution they would be would fight for make sure say it work fine. Wait if you tell Ambazonians them around the world and on ground zero, ground one, and even the ones them for jails, where you as the leader of the revolution right now they do for make sure say these people they be very important. Wait you do for make sure say they feel say we care for them.
Thank you once more, Ray, for that very important question. You know, inside revolution, people just think say revolution is just for fight, for be liberated. But in the process where we fight, there be other things we also need to take care of. Like inside revolution, we get diplomacy, we get the humanitarian aspect, we get self-defense. And for inside detention, there be things that we'll get to take care of, you know, like the feeding of our prisoners and also their medical bills. And also we get to understand, so we take care of legal fees. So these are the things they be involved in our revolution, not forgetting also the IDPs where some of them they inside La République du Cameroon and also with refugees and for Nigeria. There be a lot of initiatives that don't take place within for help IDPs or get medical facilities. There be a lot of initiatives where don't take place for provide, and where they still go on, for provide feeding and basic needs to our brothers and sisters where they be inside jail. And these activities that they be carried by certain NGOs within our revolution, that is support with President Siseko Julius Tabe. And I've at least a few of them. You get like Mami Amba, where they do a lot of work for Nigeria. You get Tessie for Canada, who's also doing a lot. You get Sister Pentecostal doing a lot with an orphanage in Nigeria. And then you get other groups like Skawars, Q, where they do a lot of humanitarian work for support with prisoners in jail and also, you know, some IDPs. You even see sometimes that it raise funds for take care of, you know, some of the people would be in very desperate need for acute medical condition. So all these activities that it being taken by members of where they be loyal to the interim government, and the interim government also it also participate in a lot of other aspects. Like when we come in, we say we spend a lot of time for pay the legal fees for leaders. And one people where they do a wonderful work where we will not even put them out there. With plenty of people that need to see them. They be with law. Lawyers are doing a wonderful work. And why that way I talk about legal fees when I talk about extension. Because we lawyers and be that people, when we get that complaint, say an Ambazonian, it be then if you find place where they. Now we lawyers and what would send them for go look inside all the prisons, the detention centers inside La République du Cameroon for find that person. And 80% or 90% of the time, they don't be able for detect the detention for, you know, represent them. This is the way they call them. These are some of the sometimes we don't put a lot of communiques out there regarding certain cases where we lawyers they don't put on, we don't work alongside with the lawyers for put on for the United Nations special procedure. And there be more than 100 of those cases because you need write documents, for be able for do all those things, and it need resources. And I believe, say, we as government, we don't do show emphasis now. So we could do a lot in terms of defense, but notwithstanding, there be these other things that we will not fit ignore. And now, why we in our last cabinet meeting, I will make emphasis, say, we need for trying to get some particular funds for we lawyers them, where they get to investigate all these cases, and we put UN procedure. We don't even put some of those some of those cases them out there when it be necessary. When it be necessary, we put them out from Ambazonians for see the good work we lawyers then do them. And for self-defense, why would we take with time for engaging such self-defense? And I say we need for be strategic in the things and where we get to do. We understand, say, we brothers and we sisters, they don't do a lot for put themselves on the line, for defend with properties, defend with people. But we'll be realizing with the setbacks that we'll be getting within the revolution, it cause some kind of problem way at the time. I mean, like the flow of finance. At one time, we get a lot of difficulties at that time because of flow of finance. And with people that now, they need, say, you need to show, so you be accountable, you be responsible. You need to show them, say, you work for the revolution before they trust you with their resources for be able to carry out a lot of things. What we take with time for really engage with restoration forces, also analyze very well the situation on the ground for make the right decisions, for get the right results on the ground. And what you see now they happen, it be as a result of a lot of hard work, a lot of consultation with us experts, because we be blessed, so we get a lot of experts within us, and we need to make use of these experts. And what you see today, everybody they talk say, wait till it happen now, and I think that the way we'll get to go forward. But I go talk and I say, no, we never even attain the level we want go. We want to do more. We need to always be unpredictable for ground zero, and also make sure, say, we give restoration forces where they be needed, where they need them in terms of training and in terms of doing where they do them and respect international norms. So those ones, they just been at the thing, a kind of like a small picture of the different activities that we, the interim government, be involved with, what people are supposed to know, and all these things in it, a lot of resources. But we decide this time for, say, we want to focus more on defense, and also for support with leaders and take care of the legal aspect of the revolution, and also do a lot of diplomacy, because a lot is being done in diplomacy right now. Professor Anyangwe is so busy, he's doing so much, but as we always talk for a team, I say until results they don't come out before we go to talk about results, because this one for the revolution not be say you go to come up with propaganda on social media. There is no need for you for fool with people, because a lot of people are dying, a lot of people are suffering. Sometimes when I see the things the way that they happen for ground zero, the things the way that they happen for refugee camps, it really pained my heart. And even when we see how the bad, some people that don't take advantage for a revolution, they do kidnappings and ransom taking, and I know very close people where they don't fall victim to that. Money don't be extorted from them. Some they will be beaten, and gradually we don't see restoration forces. They don't try to identify those bad elements within us, where they don't take advantage of the bad situation for begin try to extort money for we people. So now why we've done all of this, and we come up with the Big Rubber Gun project. We I will launch them. I will launch them so that we fit be able for take care of, the issue of kidnappings and be able to give with restoration forces where they need them, so that they go get more firepower on ground zero, and they go get a better capacity, even pass where the enemy they bring them inside with territory.
Wow. Thank you very much, Comrade VP. I really be happy to say the interim government they do much in the aspect of humanitarian and diplomacy, because now one aspect that for the revolution where a lot of people they tend to forget say it be very, very important. Somehow we see what they happen on the humanitarian field, but when it comes to diplomacy, I understand say someone they call it as a silent diplomacy. Wait if you tell Ambazonians in respect to diplomacy, because we see today the Western world talk, America go can't talk, Britain go can't talk, Canada go talk, but all their statement and say we are monitoring the situation. They only monitor for the past 4 years. They only monitor. So I don't know. Probably when they lead the revolution, when I get more insight or when I understand the diplomatic talk past we. So wait see if you tell Ambazonians them forget some kind of peace within them. Say that talk be more of diplomatic language past which they go behind the scenes.
I think you don't even just explain them for them, and that is what it is. It be more than diplomatic. It's just diplomatic language compared to what way it happened behind the scenes. I would tell Ambazonians to be hopeful. But one thing they have to understand, and I say, now Ambazonians get to liberate themselves. They don't get to wait from somebody for come from somewhere for come liberate them. I will be, surprised with, when some people I really respect inside the revolution, when the Secretary of State of the United States, he released a tweet for congratulate La République du Cameroon when they be celebrate 20th May. Some of them, they feel very bad. They say, why this man, he sent out that kind of a tweet? Look, we are two different countries, and every country get it right for build diplomatic ties with the country where they want them. Yes, we get a problem with La République du Cameroon. But America will not stop our diplomatic relationship with La République du Cameroon because we are fighting to liberate ourselves. America will not do that. But we are the ones to make the international community for stand on their feet and answer to wait where we want in terms of finding a lasting solution to our crisis. I will tell you honestly, the international community is engaging with us, and there be a lot of things in this kind of process. Somehow time will say, we don't engage with this person for tell Amazonia. It doesn't work like that. You need to work on something, build on it, and at the required time, then that thing it will be exposed to Amazonians, and then for understand which level where we go. So wait till Ambazonians get to know very seriously. I say we need for keep the momentum on the ground, and as the Big Rubber Gun project it go on, and very soon it will be launched on ground zero. Then we need for support this kind of projects. Because when we do this, it sets the international community on their legs, on their toes.
All right, VP,
start finding
we go talk,
solution to the crisis.
For that point for Big Rubber Gun. Just leave that one. Another topic we will address subsequently. But I just want to ask you, behind the scenes, without divulging much, what the international community do for bring both Ambazonians and La République on the table? I understand something will go on before, like the Swiss process. I don't know whether that one is still go on or other processes and they behind the scenes where we Ambazonians don't know anything about yet.
Now, what you are talking about, say the international community, they engage boot camps and engage, especially all the leaders of our revolution, and they engage La République du Cameroon. That one, if you tell all we say that the thing that we did do. So that engagement, it go on, but we make them to for understand we stand, because the point as we lead we president and the face of this revolution, you don't talk you say we will either get independence or resistance forever. So in our talk, we stand on that, and we don't make them understand, say, we are always open to any genuine process. Any process will be genuine. We are open to it. Some people that be talk say, oh, we'll not be engaged the Swiss inside the Swiss process. We don't talk say we go engage any process where it be free and fair and we organized by the Swiss government will take responsibility for that process. We don't make that very clear. So, and now why that way, me I be go to Switzerland, and when I be see the things that already happen inside Switzerland under the coordination of HD, I realize say the process not be transparent, and there will be certain concerns to HD, and we not be participate. And I believe they don't work for 2 years now with the groups that they work with, and they cannot show anything where they don't achieve them for the last 2 years. So we also need to be sensitive about issues like this, because just be say we get to be excited to the call we for any process. The issue be not security. We need to be prepared and understand what did this process be all about before you engage. I remember at that time I be just coming, and Lawyer Bob Garvey sent me a lot of information like this to prepare me for that kind of a process and the kind of things we get to look at. And those things that help me in the process for when I get there, I'll be able to identify, say, hey, something is not going on right. And I get to ask questions, I be consult with my team, back with the team, and I ask questions, we ask questions, and then we make a decision, say, no, we're not going to attend because things were not clear. And so those are the things where that they make us sometimes, people will say some things on social media about we not willing to engage. We want to engage any person who comes up with a genuine initiative, because the decisions and what we make are the decision where you get to favor all Southern Cameroonians. Like I've been always talking from when I take this responsibility, I say this responsibility is less about me, but it's more about the Ambazonian people. I'm just a servant. And now why would it be good for always listen to people? It'd be always good for, work with experts within our communities in issues where it not be my expertise, so that I know I go fit always God helping me, give the required results for people that need them.
Yeah, thank you, VP. You continue to talk say genuine process. How you and your team go know when the process be genuine?
When you look about on issues like this, which way did they ever do? Yes, in some cases they start about the issue of capacity building, and that one will be like which way HGB talk like capacity building. They want to do capacity building. They want to be facilitators. They want to be negotiator. I mean, HGB cannot do that altogether. In our exchanges when we ask them their mandate, they not even give you clearly what their mandate is. But in a process like this, there'll be issues like maybe capacity building. But first, we have to understand, say, in this kind of process, how does it start? It starts when first the two sides don't commit. They accept, say, okay, they want to talk. And until now, the Republic never commit. When they don't accept, maybe when you get that mediator in between, when they talk with the two teams, at that point, they would say, okay, they be willing to talk. Then, now, they go to say, okay, they get to get their representatives and where they go talk. So maybe the two teams now decide, okay, they find 3 representatives from each group. Then they get a discrete meeting somewhere. Then they talk, they define how the process it will be. And then they come back now, they report back to their team. And then you take it now from there. And then from there, now when all of them don't agree, after they don't define what that process be all about, then they come now, then they start move phase from one phase to the other, depending on which way they be agree upon. So that is how say people they be ready for a process. But most of the time, the Republic always say they can solve it. The international community want to solve this. It's an internal problem. It is not, because at the time, if you consider and say it be an internal problem, you realize, say, what did they do? They send their troops for brutalize with teachers, with lawyers, they rape with sisters. On top of that, again, they declare war on we. They don't burn a lot of villages, burn our family members in their sleep. They don't burn even schools where we begin that they go to. They don't make it now. We get a lot of refugees, about close to 1 million refugees out there in Nigeria, in Ghana, and also from Mexican border. Almost 500 of our villages, they don't be burned down. And more than 40,000 people, they don't be killed as a result of that decision where they be taken. So that one shows they not even get any interest about us, because they don't already show we indicators. They call we 2 cubes of sugar. They call we dogs. They call we rats. So it's not an internal issue. They're just interested in the natural resources of our land. So they not get any interest for we as a people. And that one, they don't show up. They don't show up. And why we, till today, they still treat we like what? Like animals, like dogs, as they call them. So they can come, they think they can walk into our territory, kill we, and then own the territory for pay their debts where they owe. I just read a document recently about the financial status of La République du Cameroon. And it's like by June, they need a lot of money, and they want to go for the Rockefellers for borrow money at a higher interest rate for be able to meet up their financial requirements by June. We're being for maybe the loans where they get to pay China. So it's like they're digging a pit to fill a pit at a higher interest rate. I mean, that is unacceptable. We cannot keep on saying that, because we don't pay their debts, and it means that the debts where they take now, even our own children in generations to come, they will continue to pay these debts. So when our children go even enjoy the blessing, the natural, the God-given blessing of our land, where it be their focus for come for kill we. And why we say we are the never again generation. We will not accept that to happen in our territory. We have said enough is enough. We have physically Cameroon.
Thank you, VP. When we start this revolution and it start the hot, and we get Comrade Tatsan come on board as the leadership, and then Comrade Sisi could come before they kidnap them, and then you come on board. So rhetoric don't happen. Did they say the interim government they do self-defense? And I don't know, until today I still hear that rhetoric where some people they put them out there. Wait, in your own words, you fit get them for telling, because I know say for the IGB they do self-defense covertly, but then we talk about the covert aspect before we come on about the overt action of the self-defense. We will talk about the big rubber gun. Wait, over these years, where the IG don't do as far as self-defense be concerned.
Look, when we come, we'll be recruit, wait to be necessary to be we'll be trained, and then we'll be deployed. But one thing we'll be understand, a lot of people get to understand when we'll be coming. Even I said, because of a lot of noise on social media, a lot of our restoration forces, they will be killed, they will be targeted, because a lot of people mislead them for being able to say, oh, when you go do action, send me pictures. When you send a picture, what are you doing? You just send the location, the way you go on a day for the enemy, and you become a potential target to the enemy. And moreover, we'll be realizing most of our boys will not be understand for warfare, the kind of war we fight them. They think we get the capacity and the issue of Odeshi for the conventional war. It's not correct. They will be misguided. So you get to guide them rightfully. I will be a logistic commander for DOD, so I understand all these things. When all these things be started, when they start for setup, the DOD. So I understand it. For me, it was more like we need to be very strategic and understand the kind of war we fight. I'm going to talk real off, but when you want to go practically and see what the boys that they do on the ground, they conventional warfare, which was not correct. So you need to change that all around. And moreover, in guerrilla warfare, what you do now, so you use, the resources be at disposal. First, you get to make good use of that resource. The resources will be at your disposal. That is what you do. Wait till our boys they will get them before, they will get them guns. They fight from like Republic military, invade with territory, then they get sophisticated weapons. Then when the war intensify, then that time we decided no, we give boys sophisticated. But it not only end there. When they realize that with boys, then they become more powerful. Though at that time, they not be understand what we do. But people they get more sophisticated. They bring in armor cars, the territory, and a lot of boys will be killed. So, wait till I will talk to the defense team. I say, wait till we get to tell with boys, wait till. Make the understand. This one now will be a guerrilla warfare. And one thing we may not be like the movement of from up station right to Nkambe. Need go, nothing go happen. We no time. Will be attacked, and we get to make, our territory in a way none of them not go like for even come inside because they can meet their Waterloo. So that was the mindset our defense team get them. And so we realized it'd be important for train with boys how to do guerrilla warfare and be on how to do that using the kind of human resources in terms of expert within us to be able to do that. And why would we see the results really happen today? And people they say, oh, they say they don't win war, wait till it happen. But we will not continue. They can't stand for social media. They tell Amazon and say, oh, that this we get to do this. You're just exposing your tactic enemy. We need to be unpredictable on the ground. Now we territory understand them. And now we know how to deal with the invader when it comes to our territory. And now with boys, restoration forces, they don't understand that. And they are protecting our families more responsibly. They give you the results. The invaders, they incur now a lot of pain. And moreover, our boys are not being killed like before. So if you look for the time where we come in and the time with other things that will happen, you can see the change. We don't need to talk about them. Maybe we go back and look into it and see the change. So we will not be taking and saying just a program for say, okay, we want to be proud, so we'll be this group within the revolution. No. We see any person we see act for the revolution. Any person will be focused in the revolution. determined in the revolution, and we're ground zero, and we fight for the freedom of Amazonia, we engage them. Whether or not be inside, we rankle, we engage them, and then will be shared that knowledge. Experts will, and even will get them for their own areas. So now, having said the whole country, people don't be trained for more better materials, and more things are going to happen. And I want to challenge Amazonians, like I've been talking sometime. That time they give benefits of the doubt, see what we will do. But with little, wait till we get from the time will be launched the Freedom Bonds. Now the dynamics on the ground like that. Maybe we just wait and we.
All right, Comrade VP, thank you. You know, me and you grew for one Cartier, and you know, for that Cow Street side, go to Ghana Street, when man come for fight you, when you nobody move your shirt, it means say you nobody really enter that game. But I don't realize now, say, you know about the IGB they for back, they play for back, but now I don't move shirt come off outside. Wait to make them, wait to change. Why not continue for push from behind the scenes?
It should be the same. We inherit a very bad situation when it comes to our revolution, and we get to take time for build trust, and for build capacity with people among us. Because at that time we need to bring the revolution, bring sanity back to the revolution, and bring revolution towards the right direction. And it be a walk, like a walk in the park. Because just within the fight on within ourselves, we realize we'll be talking more to ourselves, fight ourselves, instead of concentrating on the enemy. And if we, on our part, understanding the ball will get them, be the seed for the fight back, believe say we'll not attain the level we're at now. It's a revolution right now because of the way we handle things. I believe say any man, if you call yourself a leader now, we don't set a standard where every leader go to evaluate themselves in terms of their actions, in terms of which way they talk, and in terms of which way that they do. And if you realize propaganda, those empty noise don't go down. You still see some, but people are not back on with anything. They still go some because they don't even understand how certain things that they happen, but they see actions taking place. So that one is standard where you set them, and because we don't set this standard, I believe say any leader inside revolution really weigh the options according to the things and way you get to come out, or the things and way you get to do. How will people say we for propaganda, we didn't have to work for them? And the only way we they fit evaluate we now for see the work, where would you do one? And honestly, Ray, I could come house with day to my grandpa. He plays my grandpa for Castle when a tree we all man from Castle Anyang we Dr. Conte Elad Dr. We former leaders. Now for that house where they ever can shit on the house, the plan they talk about. I feel like a small boy. When they get that meter, they go there. Not just go back on the house. But I realize they be build capacity by being one quiet. They nobody come out, they talk anything. They say no. Change must come to this country. At the time, they do recruit and they bring in more and more people. And today, where we be, it started, even when after the 60s, they pick them up. By the time we did with La Republique, they be meet. Who's how we do today? The whole country, Southern Cameroons, everybody now be engaged. Yes. We still get those elites where they still fit from the government of La République du Cameroon. They're still there, yes, but we can say more than 70% or 80% of our people now, they want benefits. But it started. That is how you work these things. You don't need to be making noise left and right and say, I'm doing this because you want to curry favor or show so you be the most powerful person. You don't do that. Let your work speak for you. And presently, we see people are so excited now in our revolution. And I believe we need to do more for bring back that spirit of 2017. And I think we'll pass back that spirit into our revolution. And one thing we get to understand, we'll not be come out for talk about defending ourselves, talk about defense, because now I will be easy guys. But I just say at that time you look at priorities at the time, like I say from the beginning, you know about all those court cases for our leaders, the appeals, we need to pay a lot of money. So most of the money and the little way we come in at that time, and we did a trip to Berescara, where we get an effect on the flow of income into our revolution. That time, the few committed under the PAC Forum, I want to use the opportunity for thank members of the PAC Forum. That time, which way they be that, so you know we fit. You just get to prioritize certain things at that time because of the flow of resources where be coming. But if, let's say, for instance, when we get the resources like we did before, none of us will be in a box. Why should I go and talk defense when I know at that time I know the things that way me I do? So you build gradually as you build trust, a little bit more is coming in, and then now you results. I can stand anywhere and talk about what you're doing and how it lights of the enemy.
All right, thank you, VP. I don't follow the progress of self-defense, and I like what your team do with the popcorns for Ground Zero, and I see how the vision they transform now into the big rubber gun. When a very, very beautiful idea. The big rubber gun, it only make the airwaves in the past 3 months. Before we come to whether the project don't start execute already, wait if you tell Ambazonians where they watch this show, wait till the big rubber gun be all about, because a lot of people don't really understand. And probably with your explanation, we will get more people for buy into the big rubber gun and for contribute more, and then for see more results as the popcorn only happen.
Well, the motive or the main issue about the big rubber gun, I believe, of course, is the symbol of the big rubber gun. It be how our people, the native, they've been doing the invasion. And we see the very big one we put that we use them, and we've even scared the La République military. So that one, it be a spirit of determination and spirit of creativity where people be sure, and that one of the spirit where they inside me. So the big rubber gun be a project where it be a project for claim territory. Now, when we the initiative where they go on now on Ground Zero, where they bringing a lot of pain to the invaders, you know, that one they will be for CC of this war. And we don't say don't work effectively. And the big rubber gun project now, it can implement that so that if we take territory and start push these people out of our territory, we will get all the required where we need them. And not only materials, we will make sure we make good, valuable use as we make the human resources in terms of expertise within our country, because any developed country today, you want to see them. That is when they be the time of war. Like you see Africa war with Japan. What will happen? They tell us the auntie say, man, try to do something, work out something. And wait till it happen. They use atomic bombs for Japan. And until today, people use X. So you need to come to a point where you need for use the experts within for be able to push through. So the big rubber gun is it's a very big, it's a win project. And it will help with build the capacity we need a nation in terms of defending ourselves. So that nobody no go fit in, come against territory. That is, that's what it's all about. And it be the place for all Amazonians, irrespective of which group we belong. But say, make we support this project because it will give we capacity for build, defense mechanisms that take place on our territory. No reason for people to have to move in the country for ask for asylum or for ask for shelter or for peace. For ask for shelter or because they run away as a result of the invasion of our enemies. We have proven to the world that La République is an army to defeat. And I believe, say, the big our territory. So that is why this project will be all about. We don't run enough for almost 3 months. We'll meet people in different constituencies. The Big Rubber Gun team, they sell the project to these different and so engage our people for participate in it. I just Renike, I believe a few days ago, say the first 100 people where they buy the big 100,000 where they buy the Big Rubber series, we go make sure say those first 100,000 people, they will be the most decorated freedom fighter of art. That one, I need to minimize any people, any other groups. I know say they will be recognized too, and but ones they will be recognized. To work for them. Those of them, we after this whole thing of how we go integrate them into the Amazonian community. Maybe they go like some go like maybe some of them go like for become police or they want to become member. We already work on something. As we work on this Big Rubber Gun, we pray say it will go successful. When successful, we will start bringing these other activities where it be part of the program. For BC, we empower first. We empower also ourselves. We should appreciate processes and also appreciate even Amazonians the way where they participate for liberate ourselves, because it be our collective responsibility for we for come together and fight together, comrades. I like comrades because we come into it together and we die together. That's why I say a lot of people should call me Comrade Yerima, because we are in a revolution. Fight until we kick the invading army out of our territory. And even if it means, say, along the way, let's die already, fight for the liberation of our land. So those recognition must take place. And that's why I encourage Amazonians, say, make you try to be the first 100,000. Your name be inside that book. So they buy their Big Rubber Gun and their service. So they are keeping the list. And those who maybe they contribute through their country, all those information to be sent to us, and we'll make sure so we make the list, and we'll keep that list. And the day we know, say, after all this old people table, when we don't finish for table, we go bring out that list and we go honor with people and also appreciate our restoration forces and for the wonderful work they do to protect we and protect the properties and defend We nation. And, just thank them for their patriotism.
Thank you, Comrade VP. Following the success of the Popcorn Zero Ground Zero, I don't get any doubt say the big rubber gun will be a big hit. But the question people they ask now and then, because it don't go for the past 3 months, they confuse whether the project already starts or it never start, and if it never start, when they will start see big rubber gun for Ground Zero.
Presently, the project day in phases. The first 3 months will be for fundraise. So we are moving to the second phase, where now with different teams for look at the plan we'll get out. Then before we go into the third phase, will be the time where they will start see the results. So moving down into the second phase. And that is what I'll tell our people. May they stay hopeful. I say, well, one thing we don't make very clear to them. All the resources where they come in for the big rubber gun is for the big rubber gun. And on the ground, no will go anywhere. Just for that, no be. I don't give them a word, and I believe say the Bank of Ambazonia, also the Department of Finance, don't tell this. Then we will give them accountability, say we don't use them when they see it happen for down
there. Thank you, Comrade VP. Ambazonians not only hear about the great work the interim government they do, from humanitarian to diplomacy to self-defense, and I'll be very grateful say the VP come for enlightening me for what it happen. And as he talk, the noise on social media no translate to work. A lot of work they do under the scenes, behind the scenes, for make sure say what you see now results. Comrade VP, in the next few days, Ambazonians around the world will celebrate the 4th anniversary of SABC. I know say you'll be one of the supporters and the big supporters of SABC. And if you talk about your experience with this channel and what they do for the revolution, and how you fit a call on Ambazonians for come on Sunday the 30th for support and will hear our progress and we will get them in the future of SABC. Just for round up, probably if we give you that information.
Wow, Ambazonians, SABC is like the mother of this revolution. SABC should be the dearest thing in your heart when it has to do with this revolution. I believe, say, for all of us know, 4 years ago, the birth of SABC, when I know how La République will be shaken, they even dispatched people and for South Africa to be able to stop SABC, but they never succeeded. Because through this, we would talk to the world about not only about the revolution, but about who we are as an educated people, who we are as an identified people, who we are as a people where you get its own country, where they will take them by force and they hand we over to La République du Cameroon. We tell the international community about existing boundaries of our country, the truth of the matter, the truth of who we are, and also showcase the beauty of us as a people, our culture. There is none in the whole of Cameroon as beautiful. I mean, in both countries, as beautiful as that of ours. Our culture is so unique. And also, SABC showcases what? Those beautiful places for tourism that people can come to Ambazonia when Ambazonia is free. to see the beauty. Menchum Falls, the Bamenda Highlands. I mean, Lake Nyos, Lake Barombi, the Fako Mountain. That beauty. I mean, all this will show what? That we were the first democracy in Africa. And when Amazonia is real, we truth and give our people all the opportunities that they need to build themselves, develop themselves to who they really want to be. And also showcase to the world that we are very rich and willing to do business with the world. That is the role of SCBC. And also showcase to the world the kind of farming that we want to do, industrialized farming, that we are a fertile land. I mean, this is our potentials. We cannot just keep it to ourselves. I believe one of the things that La Republic has depended on us for all this while is food. All year round, there is food in our land. If we industrialize this and SCBC showcases this to the rest of the world, I'm telling you, we'll be the breadbasket of Africa. And that is the importance of SCBC. And also, SCBC will stand there to showcase our scientists and engineers who are doing great things around the world. They have been the voice of our revolution. And I remember in a meeting when they were trying to create ABC, some people were reluctantly accepting ABC when some of us said no to ABC, that SCBC is the real deal. And some people were reluctantly accepting ABC. At that time, they cried, how can we turn it to SCBC? Because they understood the value of SCBC. That SCBC is not the lie like ABC. I was there. I was in that meeting. And I can tell Ambazonians the truth. So I'm encouraging all of us to come out on the 30th and join the SCBC team. 30th of May. Make it a rendezvous and support SCBC. We have seen that SCBC has shown her commitment, her resilience. Many times they've been taken out of the satellite because we could not pay for their bills. But they came back. They never gave up. If you were a team of losers, they would have just said, no, let's abandon this. And I would have wished that all of you Ambazonians would have had time, or if ever you visit South Africa, visit SCBC. I've had the opportunity to be there. I've had the opportunity to address the nation from the studio. But I want to tell you that this is just the work of a few dedicated individuals who put their resources together to create what has become a brand, an Amazonian brand in Africa. Amazonian communities around the world, how we can start looking at our blueprint, the blueprint that we have, how we can start preparing ourselves towards the one in Amazonia. So we need to start taking what is on our blueprint and trying to find locations where all these things are supposed to be and all the infrastructure and stuff in Amazonia when we get to Amazonia. And also talk about the basics like electricity and telecommunications and things like that. We need to start working on that so that we are not taken unaware from day one. Day one should just be continuation of work. So on that note, I want to encourage all Amazonians, go to www.bigrubbergun.com, buy our rubber gun or accessories, or go to amberfreedombonds.com and buy your bonds. That will be your own way of contributing to the revolution. And I want to use this opportunity also to thank all Ambazonians who've been supporting our team. As the SCBC is part of our team, to say we really appreciate, truly appreciate your support, and without you, we would not have gone this far. And I want to say courage to our leaders in jail. I want to thank you also for your resilience, and I also want to thank our brothers and sisters who are also in jail with our leaders, and give them that assurance that we are working hard out here to make sure that freedom is coming tomorrow.
Well, thank you very much. I know Vic concludes any better than you, Comrade VP. I thank you very much for coming on the show. I know say anytime you'll be available, you will come grace the show and forgive all your wise words to Ambazonians. I wish God's blessing on you, and I hope say God will continue to give you the wisdom for guide our people, and so that we will reach Ambazonia sooner than later. Thank you very much for coming, and I hope we'll get you again on the show when the Big Rubber Gun project don't commence.
It's my pleasure, Ray, and thank you once more for having me. And I will always find time to be on your show. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ambazonians, for watching. We don't come to the end of our show. I mean, 1 hour just passed like that. Though I still get more for Ask Comrade VP, but I will take them for another show some other time, so that make we don't get into another time for more shows where they come on SCBC. I want to thank all una for this show, and I hope say we'll meet again with another guest next week, same time on Wednesday. Forget another edition of Amber Perspective. Good night, good day, good evening, and see you again next week. Thank you very much.
Every time we don't finish some more. It dry. Oh, because my baby would have 5 there. Come on.
Fellow Ambazonians, country people, time don't reach, make we honor and remember we fallen heroes, and for start keep book for all man, woman, and pikin them, where La République du Cameroon don't kill them for this we war for independence, this war for free we serve. We no fit wait so till we reach Boya before we start keep book for them. By that time go don pass plenty, and plenty people go don forget. Thing way we want, na for make sure say we get all the information. So when time for talk this with Palava don't reach, we go get all the number them and all the information for show United Nations and other international human rights organization. People weigh their work now for look this with kind Palava. Again, we need for keep book for all people where they don't kill them, so that after war, we as a people, we go fi help picking them and families for we fallen heroes for pay school and university. We need this information. For Sika say, as soon as we reach Boya, we go build a heroes monument. That be say, we go fix some big place where we go write all the names for we people where they don't pay the ultimate price, so that we picking them and grandpicking them sote no go ever forget their sacrifice. We where we get lucky for still they alive, no go ever forget we brother and sister them where they don't pay big price with their head, so that we go there free. For honor and remember their sacrifices, we beg every Ambazonian for ground zero for give we this information by WhatsApp or email. Honor our fallen heroes. Wuna sabi any Ambazonian where La République don't kill them for seek our freedom? If yes, we beg Wuna for give we their full names, place and date where they kill them, and pictures for we fallen heroes from September 22nd, 2017 so today. We no suppose forget any man. We beg make una send the information by WhatsApp for number +1 413 591 8686. +1 413 591 8686 or email boyaamba@gmail.com. We get for make sure say they no ever come out for we head. Make una share this information with all man from Bakassi to Nkambe. One for all for one. This one na public service announcement. My fellow Southern Cameroonians, my country people them, I bring una salute. This we struggle na for we freedom we all. No be for thief, no be for kidnap. The kidnapping done too much and it get for stop. Kidnapping na thief, kidnapping na terrorism. Na iwe Boko Haram with El Shabaab, with ISIS they do. No be think that way we be enter this fight. So Southern Cameroon's International Town Hall done join with AMF for stop and expose people them way they kidnap and for bring the one them way we fit for book. That kidnapping na some people for ground zero and some one them for diaspora they organize that crime them. AMF and Southern Cameroon's International Town Hall don't join for fight kidnapping. If you dey ground zero and that criminal boys them they don't kidnap your person, call AMF for WhatsApp at +1 818 572 4603. Call AMF. If they be don't catch you, go with you for bush, and you know who's at the place day, which village. Call AMF for WhatsApp at +1 818 572 4603. They try for stop kidnapping, and Southern Cameroon's International Town Hall support them. Now the reason that way Southern Cameroon's International Town Hall them too get hotline. If you dey diaspora and they don't kidnap your person, then call you for pay ransom. Call or send message for WhatsApp at +1 202 505 2061. Southern Cameroon's International Town Hall, they ask people them where they get name for kidnappers, voice recording, or receipt of money transferred to kidnappers for call or send WhatsApp message to +1 202 505 2061. Southern Cameroon's International Town Hall don't report this matter for big people them for this country, and they don't ask we for bring this information. They say na international crime syndicate and they go pick them. So if you get 1, phone number from which they call you, 2, date, time and place where the kidnapping happen, 3, side where they take your person go if you sabi, 4, name and number of person we call, 5, account number when money supposed to be deposited, 6, transaction receipt or confirmation notification if you pay money, 7, if they take money from your phone, go your phone company, make them tell you number where they drop the money there and name for that number, 8, any other follow-up calls, material or useful information, 9, your name and number. We go keep them secret. We thank una.